In this video, we're going to go into invoicing. And obviously in invoicing, you want to be able to bill your customer and get paid. But in uRoute, invoicing and the stages of where an invoice are at allow for driver settlements to be staged and ready for settlements. And I'll walk you through that. So first, let's just go up to invoice and get familiar with this layout. First, you can search for invoices by invoice number or shipment ID. You can also pull invoices by a date range. And you'll also see different statuses: approved, sent, decline, paid, generated, and then you can see delivered only. So I'll just check all these. I don't think we have more than one load in here anyways. And I'll click search. Oh, we have a couple of paid, so you can see where the status is. But here's generated. And generated means that you've created a dispatch, you've assigned a driver, and you're moving the load through the system. So that load could be delivered. It may not be delivered. It just means that we've started the foundation for creating an invoice. So let's say that load did deliver. We can actually click by going into the load. You're going to see the shipment number that it's associated with, the bill to, the driver settlement on the load, that it's in generated status. You scroll down and you click edit. This is where you put in your due date. It's also going to show you the invoice amount. So the line haul rate was $2,500. The fuel rate was $200. This is where you can add additional items, say detention, and $100. You'll notice now that this says unreconciled 100. So we need to make sure we go up to the invoice and reconcile how much we're going to invoice with the items below. We can also set up driver accessorial pay here by putting detention and what you plan on paying the driver. Driver's detention pay does not get queued up until you've been paid on the invoice and the detention has actually been paid. This is an open note field. Save and send. Why does it say save and send, not just save? In uRoute, you may be connected with shippers, and shippers can actually queue up an invoice for you if it was one of their shipments, and you can send the invoice electronically to them through uRoute. So that's why it says save and send. We'll click save. And now the invoice has been updated with a new status. You can click the printer icon. This would allow you to pull up the invoice to either print to mail out for payment or save as a PDF to email. It's going to show you your line items, your tendered amount, your fuel amount, the detention, the total amount billed, the due date, where it's going, and where the remit to is. If we go back to invoices, you'll see that that invoice is now in sent status, meaning it's saved and sent if it was for a shipper. We now want to go in and approve that invoice. So approving the invoice in uRoute is going to approve it for driver settlement. So when you click approve, it's going to queue up this amount right here, the $19.45, based on your driver configuration for Joe Montana, $19.45. It's not going to pay him $19.45 when you click approve. It's just going to stage it for a settlement, which we'll get to in another video. So we will click approve. And now you'll see that that is in approved status. So now let's say you actually get the money and you want to apply it as paid. Simply click on it, mark as paid. You could also edit the shipment at this stage. So if they didn't pay the detention, or if they, something changed, you could edit the invoice and resubmit or reprint. You'll see that the payout has been queued up for Joe Montana, and we're going to mark this as paid, and that will queue up his accessorial pay as well. So once you click paid, it's going to queue up the accessorial. So that's how you move an invoice through the system. Bulk paid we can get into at a later date. It's really just moving a bunch of your approved invoices out in an Excel file or to integrate with invoicing API or an accounting software and bringing that back into uRoute. So we'll just leave that for now. That's how you invoice a shipment. I appreciate you watching.